What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite for some breaking news here for Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer. Sledgehammer Games has just released a new intel drop all about the remastered maps coming to MW3. We got plenty of brand new images also posted on their Twitter, but there is a dedicated blog post all about this information. We'll get to that in just a second. Let's first check out the brand new intel drop that is currently available on the COD YouTube channel.
For multiplayer in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, we wanted to give the player a new way to experience these classic maps.
Oh yeah. Hope we get an intel drop every week. That'd be awesome, like every Wednesday.
We told the art team, we're gonna be making these maps. They lit up. They were like calling dibs on which ones they wanted to go get reference for.
Maps really
They look beautiful.
They feel like they felt back then. And when you're playing high rise, when you're playing a state, you feel really transported back. We questioned a lot of what was good about
They've never looked better, man.
Older games. What was good about the gunplay of older games, and the same with the newer games. So we tried to marry a lot of those things together.
The way we approach it is that how are we going to make these the best versions of those maps that people have ever played?
Well, we want to Rust again.
That's what we wanted. That's what we want as fans.
There are places where the metrics of the level are adjusted to fit more modern gameplay, but for the most part, it's going to feel incredibly similar. The biggest changes are really in a fidelity sense. Places like Afghan, where it might have been difficult to see somebody in some of the circumstances, we have new tools to make that both look better, but also read better, so that your target acquisition is.
And I do have to say too, this is not from MW3. This is a dedicated remaster of the original.
Improved.
Favela's a map where it really pushed our opportunities to explore what you couldn't do in the old one and what you can do now. From an artistic side, the map has more detail than I think any other map.
That just looks ridiculous, chat. The maps have never ever looked better.
High
This
rise,
is crazy.
it's fun to explore and jump on the scaffolding.
Oh, they still got it.
Mantle to places that you weren't able to actually grab or reach before. Now you can get there.
When
the
it was
mantling
a question
system
of whether it should be like the original or whether it should be more modern in terms of the metrics, we went with the original.
Oh, hell
we
yeah.
pushed very hard to make sure that that experience was as close to the original as we possibly could while we modernized the look of the map.
I've seen people play it for the first time, and
people are going to be hitting trick shots on high rise again for sure.
they don't really know what they're going to see, and when that load screen shows up for Favela or for Quarry, you see them light up like, oh my gosh, these are the maps that I've been hoping they would remake.
The whole team here is
Sub-base.
super excited to bring all of these maps to fans everywhere.
Very, very cool. That was a beautiful look at some of the best multiplayer maps in COD history. I mean, I have that opinion. I mean, you can disagree with it. The Black Ops 1 and MW2 2009 have a flawless set of multiplayer maps, including DLC. That was awesome to see. I mean, this is on 17K views in like 20 minutes. Everybody is hyped for this. This looks incredible. And then going into our intel drop blog post here, we have Welcome Home, whether it's Favela, Rust, or the other 14 launch maps from the original MW2 2009. MW3's multiplayer day one offering is a serious dose of nostalgia powered by modern technology. So yeah, finally got some new screenshots for MP. We haven't had much given MP-wise in terms of screenshots. That looks crazy, dude. Terminal looks awesome. Loving the blue going on there as well. As Call of Duty nears its 20th anniversary, veteran fans could have over 100 potential answers to that question. And that's not including the 16 MW2 multiplayer maps that debuted in 2009. One of the greatest day one multiplayer offerings of all time, for sure. But yeah, what is your favorite map? I mean, that's tough at this point. I mean, Punta Mar that just came out in Modern Warfare 2 Season 5. It's a great map, reminds me heavily of Favela, but it's not quite Favela. So we're about to see what happens here this fall. As previously revealed, MW3 will launch with the meticulously crafted, modernized versions of these 16-core MW2 2009 maps, constructed to maintain the authenticity and accuracy of the originals. So we have the art director, Matt, and design director, Zach, who went ahead and gave us some info in this intel drop. Absolutely fantastic. And then we got some nice, clean screenshots here. First off of Afghan. 14 years later, Sledgehammer and Infinity Ward have a wealth of game engine and design tech advancements at their disposal, such as variable rate shading and numerous runtime systems for better enemy visibility, to name a few. Visibility is very important, obviously. We got Quarry, right? And parts of that were also inside of Al-Mazrah. And I believe there were some areas even in Verdansk that reminded us heavily of Quarry. It wasn't an exact one-to-one, but you guys know what I mean. Hey, some quotes here from the Intel drop of what they were talking about. Scrapyard looks awesome, man. I mean, we had Scrapyard in Modern Warfare 2019 multiplayer. We had it in Ground War in the form of Boneyard. I mean, we've had a few of these maps over the years get brought back, but not nearly all of them, as we're about to see here at launch. They're going to experience wave nostalgia as they encounter the visual updates, and more experienced veterans may appreciate the modernization updates for gameplay flow purposes. Yeah, so they're keeping everything as original as possible. I mean, these maps look gorgeous. I mean, even the campaign remaster from Modern Warfare 2 a couple years ago, Favela still didn't look as good as it looks right here in Modern Warfare 3. So this is really damn cool. Vehicles lining the streets at various locations throughout the map. These are different models compared to 2009 versions. As you explore these newly modernized maps, you'll notice other areas have received touches that both improve gameplay and enhance scenic detail and visibility. For those worried about doors, safe spaces, other changes that MW19 made to some of the classic maps, I doubt that that's going to be an issue here with Modern Warfare 3. Yeah, I cannot wait for this. Also, Derail is going to be great. I mean, there's definitely maps that back then were still a bit controversial. A map like Derail or Subbase, people out there weren't the craziest fans of, but those maps might play that much better in this game with all the weapons from MW2 2022, the new MW3. The weapon pool might drastically impact how these maps play, so keep that in mind, right? The game's in-game illumination techniques noticeably brighten areas like Favela's central alleyways, allowing players to see enemy operators more clearly rather than have targets blend into the shadows. How the maps play, not how they look. And they already look perfect, so let's see how they play. Because of the advancements with animation and movement techniques over the past 14 years, operators can tack sprint and leap between rooftops, mantle and navigate alleyways with tack stance, giving players more confidence during these frenetic close quarters engagements. Essentially, a modernized MW 2009 map means an authentic multiplayer experience with learnings from the Call of Duty's franchise's rich history. So that's awesome there. Again, the snow looks great here in that mission. Many other updates and features are coming to all the maps, though each still retain its authenticity and core design. To that end, all the MW3 launch maps were built from the ground up rather than being taken from existing points of interest in other maps like Al Mazrah. And there's Rundown there. Again, there's maps that I haven't played in so many years. I mean, I played MW2 2009 religiously when I was 9, 10 years old. Went back to it a few times when I was like maybe 13, 14. I am now 24, so it has been a while since I played some of these maps. Unless they got brought back in other CODs, like Scrapyard, for example, then some of these maps have not been played in quite a while. Oh my god, Estate looks so colorful, man. I mean, they had the room or one of the houses of Estate within, what was it, Palayo's Lighthouse? That was cool to see just a room get brought back. But no, this is the original map now. Absolutely beautiful. A greater military presence on the estate grounds than there was before. While the original lodge offered a luxurious gateway, this one features intel posted on the wall and a tank sitting on the main road outside. So yeah, small changes like that don't hurt anybody. Just very minor things. Skid Row is one of my favorite maps of all time. I really like Skid Row, especially on S&D. This map was fantastic. The bookshop is now a movie store, and the ceiling has been repaired. The lights are back on for greater visibility when passing through. Further lighting improvements to areas like the hallway and tunnel ensure that operators are clearly visible against the environment. You know, for a game called Modern Warfare 2 here in 2022, people are still shocked we haven't seen a single one of these maps in the new MW2, but there's a reason why, and this is the reason. So, yes, 1v1ing on Rust is going to be something of a trend again, probably, with the new MW3. Remember that open pipe jutting out in a corner that a camper took roost in? It's been replaced by a small building, keeping the fight out in the open. Also be sure to take advantage of the Rust's verticality by climbing the center tower and the surrounding containers with greater agility than ever before. So I just hope none of these changes that have been mentioned here become super controversial to where people are like, oh, we need changes. Because if that does happen, I still think Sledgehammer will make the changes people are asking for, but some of these changes sound really reasonable, right? For modern day technology, they don't sound like they're changing the layouts of the map for any type of reason to incorporate camping or people, you know, sitting in safe spaces or whatever the case is. The standard office layout from 09 has been updated for the new tenant, a company whose arcade machines, movie posters, and video game systems profess their love for entertainment. Though the occupants are different, both buildings retain their most notorious power positions. The crane still provides a killer view from the northern building, while those willing to scale the front of Actibase will be rewarded with an unmatched rooftop position. So here's some interesting information here about launch. Aside from the 16 remastered maps that we're going to be getting from 2009, there's 20 maps total at launch, with 4 of them being for Ground War, and then there's more core maps, original locations, coming during the live seasons of the game. So, as detailed in the MW3 reveal blog, in addition to 16 authentic modernizations of 2009 maps, MW3 MP will also include 4 massive environments, comprising 3 brand new battle maps, where Ground War and Invasion game modes will be fought against monumental backdrops. There will also be a gargantuan war map, as Modern Warfare 3 marks the welcome return and evolution of the legendary war mode from World War II 2017. That mode was just amazing. I absolutely adored war mode a couple of years ago, and was kind of shocked to see it not return in Vanguard, a World War II game, right? But it's finally coming back here with MW3. They actually have time to work on it. Expect a flow of free post-launch content, including core 6v6 maps and additional multiplayer content to continue after launch. As previously stated, we'll have over 12 all-new core 6v6 maps in our seasons, with 3 all-new ones hitting in Season 1 and 3 all-new hitting in Season 2, along with additional maps and modes throughout future seasons. So that's for 6v6. It's unclear if that'll be the trend with every single post-launch season, right? Will that be the case for seasons 3 through 6 as well, where we get 3 new 6v6 maps, or could there be seasons where we only see 2 new 6v6 maps, but then the next season after that adds 4 new ones? That's probably going to be the case where, you know, for MW3 Season 1 and 2, for example, you have 1 or 2 core maps drop at launch, and then you have 1 or 2 drop during the mid-season. That'll probably be how they do it, but that does not include at all whatsoever new maps we'll end up getting for Ground War, whatever the new gunfight mode is. It's called Cutthroat. That doesn't include other type of remastered maps that we can also see in 6v6, right? This is just for original maps. We're not just gonna see 12 core maps added in the post-launch. We're just seeing 12 original core maps in the post-launch. Hopefully that's very clear for those out there that were confused. And there's also a slim chance that for whatever reason, they somehow figure out how to bring maps forward from Modern Warfare 2 into Modern Warfare 3. For example, Shipment Shoot House, or some other maps that have been received quite well in the new MW2, right? Totally possible. But again, a reminder about the open beta following Call of Duty next. So myself, as well as many other, possibly dozens of other content creators, will be live in LA on October 5th with hands-on Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer, I think the new Warzone map, and who knows what else. We'll be live from the venue, live streaming and posting videos, and then the day after that, the beta does begin over on PlayStation, October the 6th. And yeah, that is just about it for this blog post, I believe, right? Yeah, information more about the beta, we already knew that. And yeah, some additional screenshots here of our remastered multiplayer maps. But yeah, that is just about it when it comes to our multiplayer news today for Modern Warfare 3. Again, on the Call of Duty Twitter, doesn't seem to be much new aside from a link to that intel drop and the blog post. Just double checking just in case. But yeah, that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the intel drop that we got earlier today for all of our remastered multiplayer maps coming this fall? Again, essentially, MW3 remastered multiplayer is real, just in the form of MW3's launch multiplayer content. But let me know how you're feeling down below. Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.